Hello and welcome to Entertain This. It's a podcast about movies, TV shows, and video games. My name is Tom. With me I have
Mitch.
And we don't have Hayden, but in place of Hayden, we have Brandi Burkhardt.
Hi.
How are you, Brandi?
I'm good. Excited to be here with you guys.
Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be on our little show.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about some things.
So I see here American television and film actress, some music background, I believe, and former Miss New York.
Yes.
I'm
Yes,
from the
bringing up
state of
those
New
old
York.
pageant days.
Back in the pageantry days. Was that the first part of your career?
I was always a very shy child, but I wanted to be a princess. I think a lot of little girls do. So that was my way into being a princess. And, and then I realized when I got comfortable on stage and came out of my shell a little, I realized, oh, I really love acting and singing, especially. But it's been funny because my journey through acting has it's taken trying on different roles to really find myself. Which is exciting because I have a music project coming out that's kind of feels more like me than I've ever felt before. So, yeah, I've dabbled in quite a few arenas.
That's awesome. I mean, my nieces definitely love being princesses. Ava, the youngest, she wants to be a starfish. She likes to lay on the ground, spread out. And she goes like, "Uncle Thomas, I'm a starfish," and then she just throws herself and just stares at you, and you're like, "Okay, Ava."
Same. I mean, starfish, that could be cool. I think they like lay around and eat, which, who doesn't love that?
That sounds like her. Actually.
Yeah.
And then
I always wanted to be
stuff.
a mermaid too, which eventually then I got to play a mermaid on TV. So, you don't know. Maybe she'll play a starfish one day.
That's what my daughter, she's got pretty much a Disney princess dress for each one of them. And then she's got her mermaid tail to be like Ariel and all that kind of stuff. So
Does she make you guys play like princess and like you guys have to be the villains or?
There's one princess called like Elena from Avalor or something on Disney, and she loves doing like the little sword fighting. They do like fencing, but it's like it's like a TV show. That and she'll make me sit down and she'll paint my fingernails and stuff. So it's bad when you forget and then you forget and go to order some food or something like that at a drive-through, and they look at you and they go, "Yeah, I know."
It's like, I have kids, leave me alone.
That happened once. I was like, "Oh, never mind."
That's so sweet.
Go ahead, Mitch. You look like you're about to say something.
I was going to say, so from what I've, we do our research, kind of. It's through IMDb, and then I looked through your website. But so you're from Baltimore, Maryland?
I am, yes. And it's funny because I didn't really get to hang out in Maryland, because I moved to college to go to NYU. So I really felt like I became an adult in New York. So moving home like during COVID and stuff, I felt like was my first foray into the Baltimore and DC area, which was kind of cool.
I haven't been back to New York since I moved. I was born there, and we moved here in 2006.
Oh,
I've
wow.
not been back since.
Well, it's funny when you go back, it's like, oh, wow, I forgot how fast this place moves. But I love it. Once I get in there, I'm like, zoom, zoom, zoom.
I get sometimes talking to old friends who still live in New York, and they're like, "Why do you talk so slow now?" And I'm like, "I don't." And they're like, "Yeah, you do." And I'm like, "You talk way too fast." And it's like, that's how you used to be.
Other than when I was off at college, I pretty much lived in the same 40-mile circumference my entire life. So,
Wow.
Small town
That's
Mitch.
kind of cool because then you run into people you know all the time. That's what I miss about like being like in a big city now. Yeah, when I go home and then I'm with all these, like I see people from high school and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I feel like I missed that. So it was nice to get to go back and like have that time again.
yeah, because we see people every now and then. It's been a while since I was in school. So, like, they had a parade today that from the town that I went to school and stuff in, and my daughter, she was walking through it with her Girl Scouts. So I saw a couple of people like old coaches and things like that, but that's about it.
That's cool.
They tried to do our 10-year high school reunion a few years ago, and there was like, I was looking at the invite list and I didn't know any of the people, and I was like, did I go to school with any of you? I was like, who are you people?
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
But speaking of school, I hear you went to NYU.
I did, and yeah, it was pretty crazy because at Tisch, all of the acting schools are separate. So you really take acting classes through these different programs, but you get a credit through NYU. So I was at Strasberg, which is a method acting school, and everybody in my class was really uninhibited, and you were celebrated for being uninhibited. But as I said, I was from pageants, so I was very polite and very, I was such a good girl. And actually, this comes kind of full circle into friendship because I just went in to redub some language, quote unquote, that needed to be more PG for like syndication. And I had to remove the F word. And it's funny because in school at NYU, I wouldn't, I'm a good Christian girl, so I didn't want to say the F word. And I would always say it very apologetically. So my acting teacher made me say F you to everybody in my class every day. So, which most people would love. But yeah. So I was very thankful to get some method acting training at NYU.
It's like
Came
you're
in
just
handy later.
sitting there in a big auditorium for attendance, and it's like Smith here. It's like, Brandi, you here? All right, yeah, you know what to do. Go ahead and tell everybody to go F off.
Exactly. Well, she let me do it at the end of class, so
You just stand at the door as everyone leaves.
More appropriate.
Well, I noticed looking through some of your film credits and stuff, you've done a lot of voice acting, and then you also work a lot doing accents for different characters as well. Because I figured, being from Maryland and then attending school in New York. And then, but you in Heart of Dixie, you had a very Southern accent. So, where did you learn to do accents and the voice acting?
I think it was just one of those skills that because I'm musical, maybe I have an ear for things like that. It's not something I really thought about. When we did Heart of Dixie, we did have a dialect coach in the beginning. And then as our characters became more solidified, everybody kind of did their own variation on a Southern accent. So I'm not sure if it was quite as specific to Alabama as Parker Posey's in The White Lotus this season. But we all certainly made it our own. And it was kind of it became more character driven. So yeah, kind of based on how the character thinks. Okay. And every character has a different rhythm too in a scene. So you and as the writers get to know you, they kind of write to your voice. So it becomes a kind of a dual creation between you and the writers. So yeah, I think that's kind of how it evolved on Heart of Dixie. So.
And for those that don't know, on Heart of Dixie, your character's name was Cricket.
Yes.
I've never seen the whole show. I've seen bits and pieces because my wife, she's seen the whole thing. But
yes, well, she would be more of our demographic, I think.
Yeah, probably so. Now, I was just wondering, for Heart of Dixie, whereabouts did y'all film that?
They did the pilot, I think, in North Carolina, and then we actually wound up shooting the series on Warner Brothers lot, the backlot, which is pretty famous for different shows. The Music Man was filmed there. And it hasn't really changed. The set hasn't changed. I mean, they dress it up differently, but it's the same town square. It's also the same town square that they use in Gilmore Girls. That's kind of the fun part about working on the studio lots. We were at Warner Brothers. Now I feel like because of these tax credits and all things that are happening in our industry, the lots are kind of not as populated as they once were. So I miss those days. It was fun to be working kind of in Alabama, quote unquote, on a soundstage. And then we had Shameless shooting right next to us. So we had Chicago right next to us. And so, I mean, that's kind of really fun to, it creates like a culture of creativity.
Well, I was just wondering because, like, I know the CW or Warner Brothers, they did a lot of stuff kind of like here in Georgia, and like because I know the another CW show, The Vampire Diaries, they filmed in Covington, Georgia. So I just wasn't sure with it being a southern show if it was filmed around the same area or not. So just wondering.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it seems like shows are moving that way, especially to Atlanta. I mean, there's such a burgeoning film industry in Atlanta and music too.
Yes, but we kind of hope people stop coming here because there's just way too much traffic. It's outrageous. You cannot get through Atlanta anymore.
And if there's not traffic, it's because they have construction to make more lanes for more traffic.
Which causes more traffic. And it doesn't matter what time of day. 2 in the afternoon, 4:30 in the morning. Does not matter. You will hit the brakes at some point.
Oh, goodness.
But not as bad as probably New York City.
Well, we have trains in New York City, so people can get around. But in LA, LA is known for traffic. Sometimes it doesn't even make any sense. You just sit there and try to figure out where all these people came from or why it's slowing down, and then all of a sudden it speeds up. I started keeping a lot of snacks in my car just so I wouldn't get hangry because I didn't want road rage and hangry, so we'd just be chomping away on some beef jerky while I'm sitting in traffic.
I was just about to ask what kind of snacks are we packing in the Brandi mobile?
Oh yeah, well, definitely some sweet tarts and beef jerky and Doritos sometimes in the console, but those, get your fingers messy. So
what flavoring of beef jerky?
I like a jalapeno. Actually, my favorite beef jerky comes from Atlanta. It's the Stripling's jalapeno. Have you had it?
I have had it many, many moons ago. It's been a while.
That's the best. I order it from there. Yeah.
I've had the jalapeno one once. It wasn't quite my palate. I've always been a teriyaki beef jerky kind of person.
Tom doesn't like spicy stuff.
I do like spicy stuff. It's just not the nonsense you get from Satan's workshop.
But we have a thing on our normal episodes. If you say a cuss word, because we try to keep it PG, we have to take hot sauce, and Tom regularly ends up taking some of the hot sauce.
I violate that rule fairly frequently.
And we get some hot stuff that we can find. So
like redacted ingredients.
I love it.
One bottle, the cap actually burned.
Oh, that's not good.
I've lost 4 spoons.
He exaggerates. He just doesn't like it.
No, as someone who's been OC sprayed before, I'd rather almost have that than the nonsense you give me.
Well, I think that would be my reward would be a teaspoon of Tabasco or some kind of hot sauce. For me, if I lost a bet or something, it would be a spoonful of mayonnaise. That would be ew.
Oh,
Ew.
God, no.
That is a good idea.
Can't do it. I do not recommend mayonnaise. Spoonful.
You and Hayden will have to hold me down because I'm not just eating a tablespoon of mayonnaise.
No, it's horrible.
Mayonnaise belongs on a BLT only.
We can get you
and
some
a
Crisco.
thin layer.
I feel that. What about tuna fish? You'll do mayonnaise and some tuna?
I don't like tuna fish. The smell gets me. I just can't do it.
Okay.
I like how this is an entertainment show, but we're also talking about food. Because food is entertainment. Food does bring a lot of people together. What other condiments do you hate?
Hate. Oh, relish, sweet pickles. No, me gusta.
No.
Relish is just wrong.
I'm more of a sour pickle girl.
Crispy, cold pickles out of the jar, out of the fridge.
Exactly.
With the little fork to try to fight them out. That's all you need in life. Don't need any of this nonsense.
Sensible.
Well, Tom's just picky about his stuff.
I am a picky eater. For the first 15 years of my life, Pop-Tarts were my favorite food.
What kind of Pop-Tarts do you like?
I love wild berry Pop-Tarts. If I couldn't get wild berry, then it would be the one without icing, strawberry or cherry.
I always like cherry.
Oh my gosh, you are a kindred spirit. I strictly eat the non-frosted strawberry. I think that's it.
It just works.
Any frosting is nonsense. I don't get it.
I always liked the wild berry one because it was that purple and blue, kind of wild colors, like Taco Bell used to be in the 90s. It was the quintessential 90s color combo. But it's just they never had wild berry. Wild berry always sold out. And it's well, I want wild berry because why does it keep selling out? It must be that good. They always have blueberry Pop-Tarts. And then it's wild berry's Mom, they got wild berry. And I'm like, it's amazing. And now.
All right, Tom.
Leave me alone. Let me have my little moment about Pop-Tarts.
Wait, did you see the Pop-Tart movie?
There's a Pop-Tart movie?
Yeah. It's on Netflix.
It's a
what is it called? It was Jerry Seinfeld and Amy Schumer's in it, and it's about like the race to the toaster pastries between Post and General Mills, or yeah. Anyway, you should watch it. I liked it.
Okay.
I'm writing that
Yeah.
down. Pop-Tart movie.
Yeah.
This
Recommend
is
the
about
Pop-Tart
to be a movie we're going to review at some point.
It was out like last year. My friends make fun of me for liking it, but I like Jerry Seinfeld so much. So
The Pop-Tart movie, we're going to review it.
Okay.
We're going to make Hayden review it.
Okay, Tom.
Because I don't think he likes Pop-Tarts.
since
So
he's
it's-
not here.
Exactly. But getting back on topic,
Okay.
you're at NYU, you're studying method acting.
Yes.
Now, while you're at college, are they helping you get roles? Do they like give you an agent? Do agents come in? Like, how does it work?
Well, funny enough, I would miss as many days as I could miss to go on auditions, but they didn't recommend you do that, and they frowned upon it actually because they want you to be in conservatory. And then because NYU is very expensive, I joined the Miss America pageant, which is when I became Miss New York, and then I took a leave of absence from NYU to do my ribbon cuttings and my volunteer work for the year. And because of that, I got an agent. So when I got an agent, I wound up not going back to school because usually that's the goal, is to be able to audition and be a part of the industry. So when I got my agent, I left, always thinking I'd go back, but it never quite worked out that way. So,
But it did work out because you got acting roles.
exactly. Yeah. So, and that's what started really my whole launching and my journey.
We'll be right back.
Ever wondered what a rhythm-based stealth game with dinosaurs might look like? Or a farming sim in space with zombies? Welcome to the Gaming Blender podcast. I'm Matt, and with my co-host Scott, we take a random game genre and random game mechanics, blend them all up, and pitch wild, totally hypothetical games you've never heard of, and maybe shouldn't. New episodes every other week. Hit play and unleash your inner game dev. No coding required. Search the Gaming Blender on your favorite podcast app now.
What was your first acting gig that you remember as being like I kind of made it?
Oh gosh, you're always trying to make it. And I realize that it's silly to say, but making it is a little bit of an illusion because it's always about being interested and trying to find the next thing that you want to give your energy to. And hopefully that gives back to you. But I booked a role on the series Passions. It was a soap opera that filmed in LA, and I played a mermaid. So that was like the first time when I was like on a studio lot and I had my own parking space and my own dressing room and I could sign in every day, and I felt like, oh wow, they let me in here. How did I manage that?
How did this happen?
Exactly. It always feels a little bit like winning the lottery, because there's so many people who are trying to be a part of our industry, and thankfully there's a lot of room for everyone.
Well, I know like soap operas, a lot of times you'll have like 1 or 2 episodes a week that you're filming, right?
Oh gosh, sometimes we would do like 5 to 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it really depended. And a lot of it's repetitive because people are coming every day. So you kind of have to catch them up on the story, but you don't want the action to subside. So you have to keep attention, but you have to go back and remind them what happened. So a lot of it's like names repeating, or remember last week when so-and-so did this, or you wouldn't say last week, but you would, bring the audience up to speed. So it helped with all that dialogue, and we had to do a lot of pages in a day for sure.
Well, obviously, looking up the Passions TV show, I noticed that it had like 1,700 episodes. So,
Sheesh.
Exactly. Yeah. And it was supernatural. So we had like witches and it was, and mermaids, clearly.
I mean, that's got to be, I guess, a pretty interesting introduction into being on television. Is like you're going to do a soap and the schedule is that demanding. You're doing that much stuff versus like other parts in shows. where it's
Well,
not
it's a great
as
training ground
condensed?
too, because it was such a well-oiled machine. You have to keep the schedule because you have to get an hour's worth of content done for the editing process to happen, so that you can't get behind the schedule. So everybody had to really work together, and you had to really throw yourself into the role, especially like, I'm playing a mermaid. It could be ridiculous, but you have to commit to it. It was a great training ground, just in all capacities. It stretched your creativity and your imagination. It was a great set because nobody really took it super seriously, and we had a great time with each other. I'm really thankful that was one of my first experiences.
So looking at some of these other ones, I see you did Boston Legal, Law and Order, Numbers,
Oh,
The Glades, Red Dead
yeah.
Redemption,
Yes,
Undead
yes.
Nightmare. Well,
Yeah.
before we talk about the video game stuff, I mean, a lot of these television roles, did you have a particular favorite?
I really loved doing Boston Legal because it was with William Shatner and Candice Bergen, and Megan Mullally was on that week, and I had James Spader's trailer, and I actually flooded his trailer because the toilet wasn't working properly. And apparently he was a little bit of a germaphobe. So then I knew that. And then I was at lunch trying to clean up the trailer that I had flooded without telling people. And yeah, so I had fun on that set. It was also cool because we were in a scene where everybody was present for most of the episode in the scene. So I really got time with everyone, which was really cool. And Julie Bowen too, and she's from Baltimore. So
Did you two chat it up a little bit?
oh yeah, she was pregnant at the time too. So she's always feisty and she definitely has opinions, and she's very sharp. Cool.
Now, for a lot of the legal dramas that you were on, is that something you sought out, or is that just something that kind of fit? Because they saw you in a different one, so another show came and asked for you to be on theirs.
Doesn't really work like that.
Okay.
It's usually like you get an audition, and then for a role that you seem appropriate for from your agent, and then so it always feels like starting from zero. For me, that's been my experience. But I've tended to really love legal dramas, especially like dramedies, something that has some basis in reality, but also is a little lighthearted. And it's funny that a lot of the shows that I was on, I actually was a fan of ahead of time. So I don't know how that quite worked out, but I was fortunate.
Do you ever catch yourself like on reruns of these shows if they pop up?
I have friends who send me screenshots every once in a while, like, "Oh, I saw you on this," and I'm like, "Oh, thanks." It's just funny. Yeah, I try not to. It's funny. I don't watching myself. I don't like to watch myself because then you get self-conscious and then you're not in the moment, and it's important to be in the moment. Yeah. So, but you have to also watch yourself because you have to know what happened and how it came out. So, yeah, that's a little tough for me.
How'd you get into the video game voice acting? Was that like an audition, or were they just kind of like, hey, like your voice sounds great. We'd like to hear you do these parts?
Well, it kind of comes through agents the same way. I had some experience with working in recording studios a lot because I was working on a record back in the day. So a lot of times those studios would be used for music at night, but for advertising and also for video game production during the day. So one of those came through that, and actually that was the Star Wars one. They had me read a bunch of different characters, and I didn't know what they would finally use. So I'm glad that they wound up using me for something, because I must have read, I think like 10 characters.
Like, hey, we want you to be in the biggest online Star Wars game there is. And you're like,
I know,
okay.
I didn't know anything about, because I really don't play video games. So I actually haven't even seen that or heard that work. But it's like hearing your own voice. It's like, so again, that's for like someone else. It was fun to be in the scene and obviously in the world of Star Wars, and it's cool to be a Sith,
Oh, you get to play a Sith Lord?
Yeah.
That's so cool. I was like, do I get my own lightsaber?
I know, right? I think I deserve a lightsaber.
I think they should send you one.
Yeah. It was kind of different than the experience for Red Dead Redemption because I actually got to do the motion capture for that. And they put you in a suit with these balls on them so that it captures all of your movements. And you're also in a mask kind of thing, like a helmet with a frame on the front of it so it catches your facial expressions while you're acting. So
Cool.
that was a different process. It wasn't just voiceover. It was physically in the space, and then the characters are drawn and written off of your movements too. So
And this
Yeah.
is for Star Wars?
No, this is for
no, that was the
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption.
Ah,
Yeah.
the zombie one.
Mhm.
Do you get to
I
play a
was
zombie?
prostitute, and then I was in the end scene, the last scene.
Is that what kind of you ever thought where your career might be? It's like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, and it's like zombie prostitute, Red Dead Redemption.
Well, that was never on my wish list, but the thing is I love this business because I want to be surprised. And so getting to go to work and be like, what are we doing today? Okay, let's do that. And that's what's fun about it, right?
I mean, it's got to be like a bingo card out there for actors where it's just like at roles like you play. It's like, all right, serial killer, cop, lawyer, zombie.
Yeah, I guess some people have that, sure.
Well, I also saw that, including Heart of Dixie, you're also on How I Met Your Mother, and both of those are a lot more comedic roles. Is that something you enjoy more as like comedy, or do you enjoy drama more?
Like I said, I'm more of a dramedy person. Like I really like comedy that's kind of grounded, but I tend to like play kind of light, I think. It's just my way of my spirit, like how it comes out. I don't tend to really love to do like huge crying roles. Like there are people that love crying, and I can cry in real life, but it's just not my forte in work. Yeah, I would just much rather be making fun and having a good time for sure.
How do they get you to cry like on a show? Like, do they like give you like the water drops like throw in your eyes, or do you have to think of sad stuff?
Well, I mean, yes, yes. Ideally, you would be able to work that up. But a lot of people have like tricks and like you dry out your eyes, or they have menthol sticks. They're called tear sticks that you can put, and it kind of just makes your eyes water. But yeah, every role requires its own thing. So I can't say that everybody uses a tear stick, but some people probably do.
What would you say was probably the most challenging role you've done?
Ooh. That is a good question. Challenging. I think they're all challenging in their own ways. It's kind of like how you access different parts of yourself. So, I mean, the things that I usually get cast in are things that are more natural for me. So I couldn't really say that they're challenging. I think it's the biggest challenge is auditioning when you don't really know what the part is or what it's going to be or how it works together. If you only get the scene and you don't get a whole script of the entire piece, that's the challenging part, I think, is trying to figure out what your role is and how to serve the piece before you have a lot of information. Once you get the job, it's like, oh yeah, this fits. I know what it is. And you're in the room with other people. So it just becomes a collaborative process, which is fun. But trying to understand other people's ideas just off of a page, that's probably the most challenging part.
Getting one piece of the puzzle and expecting to see the entire picture.
Yes, exactly right. Yes. So, and we used to like when we would go into audition rooms and we'd work with casting directors and other actors, you would get more of a sense of the piece because you have other people there who you can pick up the tone of it, or you'll get notes from the casting director. Now, when we do a lot of self-tapes, which is good because we can be anywhere. And then sometimes we do a Zoom audition, but even in that regard, you're doing a lot of it kind of in a vacuum. So, yeah, depending on how much information they give you and what you can kind of pick up from those little clues, yeah, it just becomes a little more, I think it's more difficult. For me, it's more difficult. But yeah, that's the X factor.
Well, Tom had mentioned like, a bingo card, people wanting to play different roles. Is there a certain role that like, if it ever came up, like a certain princess or a certain like superhero character or anything that you'd specifically want to play if you had the opportunity?
It's funny. I'm kind of in the mind right now because I've been writing so much music, of becoming more myself. So it's funny. I'd have to think about that. Most of the projects I've always wanted to escape myself into these other roles. And now as I become more comfortable being myself, I'm kind of really interested in telling that story and being that person, which is really quite ironic to have to go through all of my roles to get back to myself,
Well,
It's like The Alchemist.
Yeah, because you're just kind of learning bits and pieces about yourself as you went along. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I'm finally comfortable in my own skin. So yeah, I'm excited to see what's next and how to bring that to different roles.
One question I always like to ask is, someone has been in the game for a while, did you ever have like a starstruck moment? Or your best, like, oh my God, that's so-and-so.
Yes. I mean, the person that makes me the most starstruck is Julie Andrews. And I actually got to fly as Mary Poppins for her American Film Institute Lifetime Achievement Award, which was a couple years ago. Yeah. I was like, I should be on a list somewhere where I shouldn't be allowed in a room with her. Like, I'm pretty sure they should have that. But I was just like beside myself that I got to be there. And I didn't get to meet her the whole time because they were using me as a surprise for her, that they were going to fly someone in as Mary Poppins. And so by the end of the night, I was like looking for her because I just wanted that like elusive picture. And I was thinking like, oh, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? And finally it was like the crowd parted and there she was. And I was like, this is my moment. And so I ran right up to her and she was so chill and easygoing. And we just talked like actors, which was so lovely. And it's just so incredible to like see somebody who you followed their career for so long and admire them, and then they're just such a wonderful person. Yeah, so I was really grateful to get my picture.
I know you say like the old adage, like don't meet your heroes, but when you
Right,
do meet one and
exactly.
it goes great, and it's just like, I always knew this is how this would be. It's
Yeah.
like, yes.
And, I felt that too with Paul Rudd. I was like, oh, how's he going to be? I don't know. And, class act exactly like you think he would be. Yeah, that was also a really relieving experience too.
Because it'd be like, oh, hi, Mr. Rudd. Oh, you can call me Paul. He said I could call him Paul.
Exactly. Yeah. And we started actually shooting the day after the AFC Championship in 2024, which was the Ravens versus the Chiefs. And I'm from Baltimore and clearly a Ravens fan, and he is a Chiefs fan. So we had an immediate icebreaker in the makeup trailer. So yeah, it just got better from there.
It's like, how about that game? We'll see you next year.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Well, speaking of Paul Rudd, the movie Friendship comes out on May 9th. Could you tell us a little bit about that movie? Of course you don't, we know you don't want to spoil it, but could you tell us a little bit about your role, a little bit about the movie?
So the movie is a buddy comedy. It's about like two guys who kind of shouldn't be friends. Maybe they shouldn't be friends. We'll find out if they should be friends. It's like two people that it's really funny to see how they meet, and it's really told in such a grounded way. So you have to just be ready for anything. And I play Paul Rudd's boss. We work at a news station. So I got to kind of see him in all of his anchorman glory, essentially. He's actually the weatherman and I'm the anchor woman. So yeah, it was really fun.
I definitely want to check that one out and see.
Yeah.
That's think is Paul Rudd, Tim Robinson.
Yes,
From
Tim
I
Robinson.
Think You Should Leave.
Have you seen I Think You Should Leave?
I have seen a couple of it. And the one where he crashes the hot dog, and he's in the hot dog suit. He crashes in like a men's warehouse. And it's
Okay, I
like in
don't
a
know.
hot dog mobile, and everybody's like, "What happened?" He's like, "Oh my god, who did that?" And everybody looks at him and looks at the car, and it's like, and he's just playing it off while shoplifting.
See, it gets so uncomfortable. I love it. It's amazing. I really love how their different senses of their different comedic senses
Mhm.
work in this movie. It's just gold.
Have you seen Tim Robinson's bit where he does he does not know how to drive?
I don't know if I've seen that.
Because you always see it like in traffic. He's like, "Oh, did you ever learn how to drive?" And he's just in a minivan, just like bump it and stall it, out in the middle of the parking lot. He's like, "No."
Oh my
And
goodness.
it's like, "Just move." And he goes, "Oh, it's easy for you to say." He's like, "Not everyone knows how to do everything." And he grabs the steering wheel and it honks and it scares him.
Oh my goodness. I
I-
love it. That's actually what we all want to do, right?
I just know that whenever I'm scrolling through reels and like TikToks and stuff, I always see his like little meme kind of video where he's going, "You sure about that? Sure about that?"
Sure about that? Or I didn't do,
Yeah.
I can't say the word and I got to get the hot sauce.
Or mayonnaise.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah, that's a good
no, Brandi, no, we don't do that here.
I'm gonna write that down.
You better not. You and Hayden will have to hold me down. Anything you're working on now that you can reveal?
Just actually decided to release an EP this summer. So I have like 6 songs ready to be released. And I'm kind of working on the rollout for that, all of the visuals and trying to make a cohesive moment for all these songs that I've written, which is really exciting because, again, it's like me with my voice. And so not something I'm putting on, but authentically me. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. That's my first single comes out June 1st.
Okay.
And then July 1st, or we're aiming for the beginning of the month. So yeah, more dates, specific dates to come shortly.
Will this be on like Spotify and iTunes?
Everywhere you can stream music. Yeah.
What kind of genre music are we talking here?
It's definitely pop and dance. It's gonna make you move. It can be, good cartoons. Yeah.
Everybody needs a good cartoon because you get all pumped up and ready, and then there's some songs and albums you just don't listen to while you're driving because you'll miss the exits.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
I was driving back to Georgia Southern, which is university here in South Georgia or close to Savannah. And it's about 45 minutes from Savannah, but you have to drive past Georgia Southern to get to it. And I'm driving along. I'm listening to Pink Floyd. I'm lost in the moment. And then next thing I know, I just see an exit sign for Savannah. I was like, what? Oh, no. I drove an extra 45 minutes for nothing.
Then you get to listen to the album again.
No, I turned it off. I was like, nope, you're not getting me twice. Because then I'd end up in like Macon or something or Atlanta. I'd be like, how? No, all right, this is just out of control. You can't drive and listen to Pink Floyd.
I did that Friday, listening to some music. I drove right past the exit for work. Had to turn around, had to get off and come back around, go to the next exit. So
Yeah, your excuse of I was listening to music might not fly with your boss.
I'm always early. It's okay.
Oh, okay. Smart.
Good thing you weren't running late that one time.
My work starts pretty much at 7, and I normally get there about 6. So
Yeah, you got time. You're good. You got time to make a U-turn.
yeah.
It's fine. Anyway, back to Brandi. Any other acting jobs you're looking at, you're auditioning for? You want to pitch?
I also have a web series that I'm a part of called Rosemary Street. It's kind of about Baltimore and kind of rebranding Baltimore instead of just like inner city drugs and crime. We have a great art scene in Baltimore. We are the home of Peabody Conservatory. And so just highlighting young talent, musical talent in the Baltimore area. It's kind of like Glee, but in a more indie, folky rock kind of way. And we have great flashback scenes from the 80s, really celebrating Baltimore. There's a classic gigging venue called Hammerjacks. So it really has like a hometown feel. And I'm excited about that.
Okay.
Where could you catch this?
That'll be on YouTube.
Is it you don't have to subscribe or pay? It's free for everybody?
I don't think so. Yeah. I think they release 3 episodes at a time, and I don't think it's paid. So
Okay.
yeah.
We should do a YouTube show.
Tom, we have to have visual podcast before we can worry about a show.
It might be the only way you ever get me to eat mayonnaise out of a spoon.
Oh,
Welcome to Tom Tries on Entertain This.
I'll write that down.
Please don't write that down. That's just me talking ridiculous. Do you have any other questions, Mitch?
At the moment, not that I think of, she's answered pretty much everything I wrote down to ask.
As I look through like all my pre-written notes, it's like, man, like we flew through that, and we talked about food, which we never get to talk about food.
yeah. I was thinking, like, I've always wanted to be on that hot wing show, like to see if
How far you can make it.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'd be good.
We, I mean, we'll edit most of this. This is just kind of talking. The hot sauce, the last one, the last dab.
Yeah.
That's the one that they had when we did the video recording too, and the audio when we would go to Alpharetta to record at MTech.
The atomic bomb.
Yeah, whatever their last one was on Hot Ones, we had it, and it's like lighting your mouth on fire.
Really?
Brandi,
Okay.
don't do it. Don't buy it.
I should just look them up and just maybe, I should probably work up to it, it's like a sport.
Our other co-host made Tom mad one time because Tom got up to leave the room and he put some of the hot sauce just on the inside of his Red Bull.
Ruining a drink.
No!
$5 worth of beverage. Ruined, Mitch.
No. Crazy.
But, it was
That
fun.
was a good one though.
Idiotic 30-year-olds with nothing else to do. Just giant toddlers.
Well, it's amusing. We appreciate it.
I'll have to say that you're the only other Brandi that I know besides my wife that spells it with an I that I've actually ever talked to.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
I was going to say, I think that's the only other time I've seen it spelled with the I.
Yeah.
Why did your wife's parents choose an I?
I don't know. She
Oh.
didn't tell me, or she's never told me, specifically why they chose an I, but
Yeah, mine say they didn't want it to be like the alcohol. And I'm like, it still sounds the same. What is your problem?
The pronunciation never changed
Yeah, not at all.
because nobody goes Brandi.
My mom always said, Brandi Burkhardt, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Brandi Burkhardt. I'm like, oh, great. I'm a cartoon character.
Do I have
Thanks, Mom.
comically large feet to you, madam?
Exactly. She's like, well, you're lucky your name wasn't Rainbow Bright. All right, thanks.
Now go get Easy Bake Oven and tell them dinner's ready.
Exactly.
That'd be kind of funny. But Brandi, thank you very much for joining us on our show. Before we're going to do an edit, make it, tighten it up a little bit. Is there anything you want to plug before we sign off?
I don't think so. I think that's it.
You got your upcoming EP that's going to be coming out next year.
Yes, and the EP is called Just Like This.
Check it out on iTunes and Spotify and anywhere else you can stream music.
Yes, and it's a very different presentation of me. So I'm excited to share it with the world.
all right.
The true Brandi.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll have to check it
All
out.
of it.
I hope I get to hear it on the radio too.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Well, thank you to you, the listener, for enjoying this episode of Entertain This. We'll hopefully catch you on our next ones. I'm Tom.
I'm Mitch.
And thank you, Brandi, for joining us.
Thanks so much, guys.